Hey, how y'all doing out there, good people? It's your brother, Educational Gilmore, and today I just want to take this time to recap the mayor's statement he made on a Blessed podcast. Take a look.
And since you brought up the crime in the city, there has been several murders, several shootings that have happened. And I follow you on social media, and I follow your posts. And I'm always interested in seeing how you're going to respond to these things, because I noticed that you respond to certain things a certain way. But it would be reassuring to hear the mayor say, you know, something about the gun violence in the city. So what would your response be to what's going on in our city right now?
So, look, I think this is a place that I've learned, and I think I've gotten a little bit better, but at the same time, I'm not perfect. I have access to more information, I think, than most people with regards to where the crime is coming from, why it's happening, who is doing it, what the targeting situation is, etc. Earlier in my administration, I did my best to point out some of those things and try and be candid and say, well, you know what, this is the real situation and some of the backstory on why this is happening, that it wasn't necessarily a random situation, that so-and-so was targeted, so-and-so. And in that situation, people said that, you know, you were victim blaming, and I could appreciate that, and I got a lot of criticism for that. And so I said, okay, let me take a step back and think about better how to interact with the families that are victims of crime in that way, more of a personal touch, and maybe I don't need the media and the press releases to do that. And so I've tried to do that, right? So if there is somebody who suffers a fatality from gun violence, I do my best to visit the family, to speak to the mother. I don't do it with press releases and cameras over there. Do my best to see how we can help. Do my best to learn from the process and try and make it better. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to move the city forward, and I don't necessarily see the benefit of having some big press release and saying, or some big press conference and like pointing fingers. You know, look, you have people that like that stuff, the press conference, and they like the rallies and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, when it comes to speaking about the actual violence that's happening, which is often black on black in the community, people who are homegrown there, don't even know why they're shooting people, those same people don't speak on that.
That was a very great question by Erica. However, what's extremely puzzling and very disingenuous is the mayor's response to the question. The mayor said he tried to do his best to meet with the victim's family, which to his credit, he have been doing within the last, I want to say 2 months or so, although he failed to come through on promises he made to those same families. But that's another video for another day. The mayor essentially said that he don't see the need to highlight the crime on the South Side. He don't see the need to do press conferences. This is mighty weird, because I vividly recall when the shooting took place in Newport Mall, they did a press conference within hours of the incident. I also recall an incident where a young lady was murdered inside Lincoln Park. They took it a step further. They even held a community meeting to ensure that the community was safe. Is the South Side not afforded the same opportunity that other areas of Jersey City is afforded? Is the South Side not afforded the same type of respect? And to my point, I want you to watch a brief video of the mayor ensuring residents in the Lincoln Park area that the community is in fact safe after said homicide that I previously spoke about.
Information immediately, but we were under the impression that it was a suicide, and only later did we get the information that it was a homicide and potentially other components to it. And so it was then like kind of a delicate balance once we know it's a homicide, and once we start down the road of leads that we feel promising, it's a very, very delicate balance on how quickly and what information we put out there. At the end of the day, I think that we're all up here because we really feel that this park is a safe place.
There you have it. I'm calling BS on his response as it relates to violence that affect black, brown, poor people, namely individuals on the South Side. Also something which was very racist, if you will, the utilization of the term black on black crime. According to federal statistics and data, there's no such thing as black on black crime. In fact, crime is committed based on proximity, how close one is to another. Please listen to a well-informed politician speak on crime as it relates to ethnicity and proximity.
Not at all. Okay, you're not satisfied. Now, I agree it's a problem. 80% of whites kill whites, correct?
I won't dispute that figure.
Okay, actually, it's 83%. Now, is white-on-white violence a problem in America that we should also have a robust discussion about?
Violence in America, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, Congressman, violence in America in general is problematic. But if you look at the rates, that's where it starts coming a little more into balance in terms of the data I've seen, and I've looked at a lot of it. The white-on-white crime does happen, 80% figure you put out there. But when you look at the rates of it, these two are not even close.
Right, the rates are roughly equivalent in terms of the context of people who live next to each other, and because of housing segregation patterns or just where people tend to live in America, ethnic violence tends to occur, racial violence within the same group. And so elevating it beyond that fact, I think, is irresponsible.
Wow, that was a very detailed analysis. And to my final point, where he said that the community activists, namely talking about Frank Gilmore, Chris Gasson, and Pamela Johnson, likes the press conferences and likes the rallies, and we don't say anything when these young men are out here killing each other. People, I'll say one thing. I'm not even going to be long-winded on this part. I'll just say that us three individuals have a track record of advocacy as it relates to violence on the South Side. On that note, your brother Educational Gilmore, and I'm gone. Be great on purpose, good people.